The short ball, one of the biggest problems in tennis that drives players mad, but not anymore. Follow these 5 strategies and you will master it in no time. Hello everyone, Ben from PH Tennis here, and you may notice we are no longer on court. That is because we are in the depths of winter. It's October, and to be honest, it's just too cold to stand on court talking to you guys. So today we are talking about attacking the short ball, or maybe better put, dealing with a short ball. This is one of the most, not misunderstood, but often misappropriated shots in tennis. It's very, very easy to sort of open tennis textbook, see, oh, it's a short ball, we must attack, and therefore I should be winning the point. As soon as I've got a short ball, I should be winning the point. And this creates so much anger, rage, frustration. You never see people losing their mind like missing an easy short ball. So today's video is to help you deal with this situation, but also a slight reframing to maybe take some of the pressure off. We're going to try and hit both sides of the coin. How to deal with it and whether you should be treating it as an attacking shot in the first place. So without further ado, let's get started with my first piece of advice. So first things first. Short ball doesn't mean attack. Short is a depth, it is not a decision. You can attack a short ball, absolutely, and quite a lot of the time you will, but this is the key distinction, not every time. So the first thing you have to do is separate short from attacking and appreciate more components of the environment. Is the ball short? Is it high? Is it slow? Is your opponent out of position? Are you moving well to it? Do you feel comfortable? All of these things need to happen before it is definitely an attacking shot. There is plenty of situations when you're going to be moving up towards a short ball where you do not feel comfortable, you do not feel set, you do not feel ready, and therefore it is not an attacking situation. The sort of all-encompassing thing to remember, and this goes to any single shot in tennis, the textbook is meaningless. It is how you feel, and not in general, how you feel at that exact given moment. A nice easy short ball at love all feels incredibly different to a nice easy short ball at 5-all in a tiebreak, for example. So first of all, make sure you are not automatically demanding an attacking shot or a winner as soon as you see a short ball. We're going to have to look at far more components of the environment and make sure we're making a much more informed choice. Okay, so from tip 2 onwards, we are now going to work on the proviso that you do want to attack this ball, or certainly how you can manipulate yourself and the situation to make it an attacking shot. First things first, make sure you are at least set, maybe stopped. We use move stop play with our sort of beginner intermediate players as a nice rhythm of tennis. You move to the ball, you stop, you play your shot. When you're moving up towards a short ball, you might not want to come to a complete dead halt, but there has to be a moment where you set yourself, where you create a moment of balance, of poise, of calm. Essentially, that is the point where you go, yes, I am sure I am ready to attack this ball. So as we're moving up to it, you are scanning your environment, you are assessing the situation. Can I create a stable base to play this shot from? If you're at full sprint, if you're at full stretch, you are not attacking, it is going to be a defensive option. So you want to make sure you get there early enough with a moment, just a little pause, a little hitch, anything that just triggers, yep, I'm cool, I'm ready for this one. Here we go. So every time you see that short ball coming over, well, in fact, every time any ball comes over, we want a move set. And it's that point where you decide, yeah, I'm ready for this. And in this case, we've set, we're ready, now we're going to play our attacking shot. But which attacking shot? Stay tuned for tip number 3. You see the short ball, you're going for it, you moved up, you're going to set, but where do you need to be? The number 1 most common mistake is players running at the ball and ultimately running into the space you need to play your shot. The simple trick is to approach the ball next to the line. So you want the ball to be, if you're right-handed and it's on your forehand, you want to be out to your side. Therefore, your last step should be next to, not at. You know you've got this right because your toes will still be pointing down the court towards your opponent. And essentially what this does, it gives you all the room you need to enable you to play every single shot still. As soon as you get too close to a tennis ball, your racket comes close to your body, the angle opens up. That doesn't mean you can't attack, but it massively reduces the number of options you have. If you're close to a ball with your racket face being open, that would suggest drop shot to me, which might not be what you want to play. As soon as you move up to the ball and stay next to it, you keep that room, and that enables you to go cross court, and it enables you to go down the line, spin, flat. The drop shot is still available to you. So if we can stay next to the ball, keeping that space, we have so many more options. More options makes it harder for your opponent. Harder for your opponent, you are still attacking. So move next to, not at, keep the space. We've seen the short ball, we've moved up to it, we're not sure, we haven't made our mind up yet what shot we're going to play. We're next to it, we've got all this space, we've got all these options. What do you do now? Key thing here is to remember, and this is going to sound really, really boring, you've heard this from tennis coaches 1,000 times, but unfortunately it's right, it doesn't have to be a winner. Then, especially if you're down the middle of the court, it is very, very hard to create enough space and angle from the middle of the court to win a point. If you can use this as a situation to go, well, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be winning, all I'm trying to do is maintain this attacking situation, that means you can use the space. You can so you can go into an opponent's backhand, you can play into the open court if there is, you can use a little drop shot. You can also, if you've got there early enough and the ball's higher, you can slam straight through. All those options are there, and you can just sort of play around with what is working for you and in this given situation. You might have an opponent with a very, very obvious weakness. Let's just say they've got a very weak backhand and it's always getting chipped up. Fine. You can roll your approach, that short ball. You can just say, I don't need to win this one. I'm just going to keep the pressure on. 2 more steps in and you finish with a nice, easy volley. Conversely, you might have a terrible volley, in which case you've got to get the point 1 now. That's absolutely fine. Factor that into your decision. The rule is there is no hard and fast expectation of what should happen. Remember, you are making your mind up when you set, because at that point you've got all the information. You know how you feel, you know how high the ball is, how fast, the trajectory, more on that in a second. You can see your opponent, you can take everything into account and play a much more informed shot. So keep the pressure off, keep your mind open, eyes open, ears open, see what's going on, and just make sure you're not forcing yourself into doing something which is just unnecessary. Over the course of a match, it may well change. Again, keep your eyes open, read the situation, and make sure you are being smart. Finally, and we're going to talk about it again, we are looking at trajectory, the incoming ball. When you get to it, what is it doing? So you've moved up to that short ball, and that short ball could be doing one of 3 things. If it is rising, I strongly suggest you come down with some slice, either knifing it into the corner or a dainty little drop shot. It can be at its peak, and hopefully that peak is higher than the height of the net, in which case this ball is begging to be hit, slammed, pushed. Or, and this is the key one, if that ball has started to fall, which it may well have done if it was short and you're a little bit late getting there, and that means you need to have a lot of topspin on this ball. The most common mistake is people trying to drive through fast and hard every single time. The ball's short, I must win, here I go, wham, and it just goes flying in the net or out the back of the court because the trajectory choices were wrong. Remember, the steeper the ball is dropping, the more spin you need. If you're just getting there in time, it's going to be very steeply dropping. So when you get set, that's a key consideration. How do you feel? What's the incoming ball doing? And pick your shot accordingly. If one of those shots isn't available to you, maybe you don't like hitting the ball hard, you're too nervous, there's too much pressure, maybe you've got an awful drop shot, that's fine. You're going to have to then move accordingly and create the situation that you want. There you have it, 5 very quick, very easy little things to think about and to do when you are next faced with a short ball. The key is to not overthink this. Don't worry about this. Any coach, any textbook saying what you should do have missed the point completely. It changes every single time, so you need to make sure you are versatile and adaptable and ready to deal with whatever situation you find yourself in. keep your eye on your opponent. If they've got particular tendencies, particular weaknesses, that's going to take so much of the pressure off. If you've got a much better topspin forehand than backhand slice, fine. Again, that means you don't have to rush into the court quite so much. It doesn't have to be attacking. It definitely doesn't have to be a winner. We're just trying to maintain this positive court position that we've got. And as usual, you can't go, I'm going to do this every single time. We need to wait and see. And that is what that set is so critical for. If you haven't got set, you are definitely not attacking. There is nothing wrong with just touching it over into the space, wherever it may be. I certainly hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you never miss a thing from myself, Joe or Josh or anyone here at BH Tennis.